walk-off hit to send Holy Cross into the big dance. Gianni Royer's big swing against Army West Point in the 10th inning clinched the Patriot League tournament title for the Crusaders and their first NCAA tournament berth since 2017. And now they'll wait to find out where they're heading. That'll be a part of Selection Monday next week. In the meantime, I had a chance to catch up with Holy Cross head coach Ed Kahovec about how the team has been able to get to this point.
Thanks so much for being with us. Congratulations to your squad. But I want to go back to that last game that you won, Game 2 of the Patriot League tournament title round, and you end up picking up a walk-off victory in that game. What was that moment like for you?
It was incredible. First of all, in the moment, we had first and second with no outs. So, I'm thinking, do we bunt here and advance the runners? But, we've been pretty aggressive with our offensive play calls, and for Gianni to get up in that spot and get the game-winning hit, just an incredible moment. When the ball was off the bat, I knew it was going to stay fair, and he struck it pretty well, and knew that we were on our way to the 2025 championship. Just an unbelievable feeling.
It was fun watching the video of you, jumping up and down in the third base coaching box. I mean, what's that like to kind of rewatch that moment, to see the jubilation on your face and really in your body when you get to see your team end up winning that game?
Yeah, I can't get enough of the videos, the ones of, the emotion that I was showing of the guys and them dogpiling. I wanted to make sure I didn't miss that, just trying to be present in the moment and tell myself, wanted to make sure that I was just kind of creating core memories by watching our guys enjoy it. That moment with each other, obviously embrace our coaches as well, who've done a great job. And, it's been a culmination of a 4-year process here, especially for our seniors. We're anchored by 8 seniors. So to know their journey, that it came to this, was pretty special.
For those that might not know the program that well, in terms of what's happened recently before this moment, take me through what the importance of this senior class has been to you and this program.
Yeah, so these guys were my first recruiting class as the head coach here. So they came in, they hold a special place in my heart, and a lot of them played right away. In 2022 and 2023, we were starting 6, 7 freshmen every single game. We were one of the youngest teams in America, and to have those guys go through the processes, some ups and downs. 2 years ago, we had only 6 Patriot League wins. Fast forward to their senior year, 17 Patriot League wins, the most in school history, and obviously coming away with the regular season title and tournament title. It's been such an incredible journey and ride with this entire team, but especially the upperclassmen and those seniors, knowing the adversity that they have faced. It's reared its head in different ways, and they've answered the bell every single part of the way here. And I'll say this, it's the most selfless, resilient, and relentless team I've ever been a part of. And they're kind of a blast from the past, where nowadays everyone's so caught up a little bit in their own vanity and things like that. And I just think this team is so selfless. And I keep saying it's incredible what a team can accomplish when nobody cares who gets the credit. And I think that our team, and specifically the upperclassmen, embody that tremendously well.
When did you realize this year that you had a special group that could accomplish what it ended up accomplishing so far?
Yeah, so we knew that this year would be special 4 years ago. I really believe that. We knew that this was going to be an organic build. Nowadays, with NIL and transfers and all that type of stuff, one thing that's great about our program at Holy Cross is we still have that 4-year model for the student athlete experience. So for our guys to go through that process, we kind of had this year circled 3 years ago. This year specifically, it came opening weekend when we beat Auburn, who's a top 5 team in the nation right now, and played, not only won 1 out of 3, but the other 2 games were extremely tight against one of the best teams in America. And that right out of the gate, I think, gave me a lot of confidence and our players a lot of confidence in what we were capable of accomplishing this year. So it happened pretty early.
And then there was a point midway through the year. I was looking this up. You were 11-15. You lost the series against Bucknell. But since then, this was in late March, since then you've gone 20-8. So what allowed this team to really kick it into a second gear, to be more consistent, to the point, again, winning the Patriot League tournament title?
Yeah, one thing that's a hallmark of this team is the maturation process that they've gone through, not only the course of 3 or 4 years, but of the course of this season alone. And we develop our practices and planning and all that stuff on an annual basis. And the goal is always to be playing our best baseball in the middle and end of the season. And that's exactly what our guys did. And I think one of the big things is the guys just stayed focused on the process. They didn't get caught up in the standings, the scoreboard, just go out and try to get a little bit better at practice every single day, and then trust that the cards will fall as they may. We play a really competitive schedule early on because we do want to be prepared for moments like these when we're going to play in some of the best stadiums in America. So we play pretty stiff competition, and then once we get back north, our guys are ready to really start rolling. So it's really just a commitment to the process and a commitment to getting a little bit better every single day at practice, whether it's February 1st or it's May 1st.
I want to go into the pitching side of things and hit on your two top flight starters in Jaden Waiwoda, who's the pitcher of the year of the conference. Danny Macchiarola is just right behind him. When did you realize these two guys were going to have as special a season as they've ended up having?
Probably midway through last year, to be honest with you. Midway through last year, they both started to really click. Again, had some ups and downs as sophomore pitchers. Coming into this year, though, we knew that they were going to be special because of the characteristics that they have. They just work so diligently. They're very committed to their craft, and they let us coach them hard, and they take to our coaching. Our pitching coach, Sam Tinkham, who's also our recruiting coordinator, does a phenomenal job with our pitchers, and he has a ton of autonomy. So a lot of credit has to go to Coach Tinkham, but just as much, obviously, to our pitchers, specifically Danny and Jaden, because they fully buy in to what we're talking about and what Coach Tinkham is talking about. They want to be coached. They want to be coached hard, and you have seen that in their development. With both guys, they not only have sharpened the pitches that they're great at, but they've developed two pitches that they're also now great at. So they've increased their repertoire, increased their stuff, and the velocity jumps have made natural increases as well.
You also had the Patriot League Player of the Year as well in CJ Egri. What makes him such a special player?
He's so dynamic. He has electric speed, one of the best base runners, one of the fastest players in America. That's not an overstatement. Shattered the school record for stolen bases in a season this year. But he's also a very, very strong hitter, not only with his plate discipline and swing decisions, meaning he'll take his walks, and when he's on base, he's lethal because of his speed, but he also has power potential. He had 5 in-conference home runs this year, which was tied for number 1 in the Patriot League. So it's really unique in college baseball, especially in our conference, to see that combination of power, speed, and plate discipline. And oh, by the way, he's one of the best outfielders in the Northeast. So he's really the full package when it comes to a college baseball player.
Did you realize he was as fast as he was before he got to the program? Like, did you know the speed was this good?
Yes, I did. We did. He's a guy that, we wanted, when we took over as a coaching staff here, we wanted to get super dynamic, really athletic, a lot of team speed. And when he committed here, we knew that he would kind of be the catalyst for us to really get that going. And then we were fortunate to add other players with teams with tremendous speed as well. So there's speed throughout our lineup, but CJ is definitely the spark plug that makes us go. So he's committed to not only having great speed, but to getting even faster every day as well. So he's doing drills all the time to try to make sure he's the best base runner he could possibly be.
Last thing I had for you, Coach, obviously you want to focus on the guys and they deserve the credit, right? They put in the work. But this last question I wanted to ask about you specifically, I mean, you come in, you have this plan, you bring in this recruiting class that you say to yourself, okay, by the end of this, they're going to be a winning team. To actually have that happen, I mean, what's the feeling like for you to know that your plan ended up working out the way it has?
Unbelievable. It's a part of the process, and our coaching staff is really confident in the players we bring in, and it starts in the recruiting process, to be honest with you, just making sure guys know the expectation, bringing in guys who want to be challenged and coached hard, and if we have the right guys, then the sky's the limit for us. So from a coaching standpoint, because we have such outstanding individuals in our program, it makes it really easy for us to coach them really hard and coach them well, and they take to it. And it's, like I said, it's the most enjoyable team I've ever been a part of, and that's such a big part of the team chemistry and success that we've had this year. So it's very gratifying. Obviously, it reaffirms that we're doing things the right way, and it gives us something to build on looking into the future.
All right, well, Coach, appreciate the time. Excited to watch the reaction from Selection Monday coming up to see where you guys are going to end up playing in. But appreciate the time. Congrats on the success this year, and look forward to watching the continuation of this journey coming up in the NCAA tournament.
Thanks, Joe. I really appreciate it, and go Cross Go.